Hello and welcome. My name is Tom Shima, and today is Thursday, August 6th. Last time on Persona A Day, it was the final day to prepare for the full moon operation tonight. Yukari and I both had the same mindset, and we both looked to do all we could to make sure we were as ready as possible. I checked my inventory, my medicine, everything, and it seemed like we were as good to go as we were going to be. It was nice to take that chance and really make sure. With the rest of the time I had during the day, I met up with Mamoru Hayase, the star track athlete from another school, and we spent the day together. We had fun and unlocked the first rank of the star social link. Come evening, I wanted to take it a little easy, and I had a chance to cook with Akihiko. He made a hot pot as we talked about how our team is kind of like the ingredients of the dish coming together to make something great. It was just a great way to finish off the night and to get ready for today. So today is the day. It's the full moon tonight. Is the team up to the challenge? Will this operation put us one step closer to ending the dark hour once and for all? Find out on today's episode of Persona A Day. Okay, so here we are. This is how things ended up yesterday at the end of Wednesday. You can kind of see it behind the menu there. We made that really nice looking hot pot. Tasted really good. It was fun to share it with him, and it was just a good chance to talk and unwind before the big day. And it got me a serving of the super athlete meal here too, which is just a nice bonus.
All right. Now, how do we finish the broth? Maybe udon? Or rice porridge? Or how about some protein dumplings?
So with that, that comes to an end for Wednesday and brings us current to today's calendar date of Thursday the 6th. There will be a full moon tonight. A powerful shadow will appear. It's so wild to think that it's been a month already since our last one, but it has. It's, I guess, the way time works. In one sense, it's there and gone in a flash, and in the other, it's like, wow, it was that long ago that we had our last big operation. And I feel I do feel good about our team, though. We've really put in the work to get ready for everything, and we're all gonna give it our best tonight. I should stay home today and conserve my strength. All right, and I guess we did. We are staying all the way till the dark hour tonight.
Well, here we are. A full moon once again.
Quite the scene in front of us, yes.
Any luck, Yamagishi?
Yes, I can sense it. There's a shadow reading tonight, as expected.
All right. Seems like it's still holding true to that pattern, then. That part is good, and we had the chance to prepare. It's still hard not knowing what we're coming into. There's only so much you can prepare in that, but I think our team can step up and address the situation in the moment. We've done it before, so I see no reason not to expect that tonight, too.
That's what I'm talking about.
It's located by the deserted houses in the northern part of Iwatodai. But there's something strange. The reading is coming from underground. Almost 10 meters.
Interesting. 10 meters under some old houses.
Maybe it's in some kind of basement?
According to the records for the northern harbor, there are no structures that match that criteria.
I like how Igus can just pull that information and have that on hand. It's a really great ability.
However, there once was an underground facility used by the military.
She doesn't seem to have any sort of filter for that kind of information either. That's quite the revelation.
The military? Is that true?
Well, the architectural and geographical data for the area was uploaded into her memory.
Even things like military installations? That seems kind of surprising.
Then again, the information hasn't been updated in 10 years.
Correct. The data is 10 years old.
Okay, so it's not current, but it's still a good starting point.
Shouldn't someone fix that?
That's a good question, too. Current data definitely has a lot more value than outdated data.
So how exactly do we proceed?
No idea. No. I mean, we've got to go to the shadow. I mean, whatever's there or not, we need to confront the shadow. That's our mission. I guess there's no way to know if the facility is still there with 10-year-old data. But I feel like it's still our best shot to head that way if we know that's where the shadow is. If the facility's not there when we get there, I guess we'll have to reassess. But we can't just go poking around underground in any other way and just kind of hope to stumble upon it. So I guess let's see if the facility is still there.
We won't know more until we actually get there.
True.
Old relics of war. It seems the situation is still unclear at this time. With that in mind, we'll wait until we arrive before we decide who should be deployed.
That's reasonable.
Agreed.
Understood.
All right, let's go.
Let's do it. Iwatodai Northern Harbor Underground Facility entrance. I like how we just managed to get right here. I'm not sure how secret this was, really, but I mean, we knew what we were looking for, so that I'm sure helped us out.
I didn't know there was a place like this so close by.
Yeah, I'm guessing that was probably by design.
Target should be around here somewhere.
Oh, well done.
Oh, this is a surprise.
Who are they? Lucia couldn't sense them at all until now.
That's also a surprise. They said that they'd been keeping tabs on us, and they confirmed with Aragaki that our views about ending the Dark Hour don't align with theirs and whatever they're up to. So it sounded like he had decided that, he being the guy here with the tattoos, had decided that he needs to put an end to whatever our interference is. So I guess he's making good on that plan.
It's so nice to finally meet you in person.
He has been watching us since April, it sounds like. His whole group has. And we, the viewer/player, has known about this, but none of the characters in C's have, as far as I'm aware, been aware of it.
My name is Takaya. This is Jin.
He's got a name, finally. We can't, we can stop calling him the tattooed man or the man without a shirt. He is Takaya. And I believe the other guy was Jin. I think we'd seen that a couple times in conversation, but I guess this is a formal introduction to him.
We are known to some as Strega.
Interesting. So they've also got a team name. We're C's, they're Strega, Takaya, and Jin.
Now then, we've been keeping an eye on your activities for some time. From what we hear, you've undertaken a righteous battle to save the world. Unfortunately, we've come here tonight to put an end to that.
That really seems like the kind of thing to question. Why? What is your motivation? You seem to know what we're about, but we don't have that same luxury. What is your goal? Why is what we're doing a threat to what you're doing?
What did you say?
You've gained many new allies in such a short time. No doubt because this land crawls with sin. Ah, Tartarus is towering as beautifully as always.
I mean, we've seen other things. In the cutscenes, we've seen that he knows about Tartarus, but I guess our characters don't know that yet. So that's a very valid question to ask. Seems like it gets more information out than just asking why do you and drop it there. So you know about Tartarus?
Wait, why the hell would you want to stop
There
us?
it is. Yeah, exactly.
It ain't rocket science.
Okay, well, explain it slow for me then, because I guess I'm not keeping up.
If shadows in the dark hour disappear, we could lose our power.
He's not wrong, but I think I want more than that.
And that's not something we can abide by. Get it?
So basically, maybe I'm putting words in his mouth, but he's okay risking danger and threat to everyone else in the town so he can keep his power. Or they can keep their power. Is that the way he wants to portray this? Because that's kind of how it's coming across.
Power? Are you saying you're Persona users too?
That's a great conclusion as well, Mitsuru. Very astute.
I implore you to think more carefully. Do you really want to lose your abilities?
It is nice to have this ability to stand up against the shadows, but we're using these abilities to stand up against the shadows. By ending the threat of the shadows, we won't need our power anymore, so they kind of go hand in hand. And I think ending the threat from the Dark Hour is more important than having the power to address the threat of the Dark Hour. If there's no more threat, then everything is as it should be.
Not just anyone can wield the power of a persona. The Dark Hour is a frontier that is ours alone to explore.
And that's an interesting stance as well. It is kind of that venturing into the unknown. And I don't agree with his motivations at this point. I mean, I don't really know specifics about them either, but it is kind of interesting. I can't decry he and his group of Strega for wanting to stop what we're doing any more than I think that works the other way. He doesn't like our thought of ending the Dark Hour, and we don't like his thought of letting it continue, but that doesn't make one side inherently right or wrong. It's, I guess, one of those matters of perspective. You know, we see him as antagonistic and trying to thwart what we're doing here, but he sees us as exactly the same way.
And the same goes for the Tower of Demise.
We've heard Tartarus called the Tower of Demise multiple times now recently, it feels like.
That's your reason for stopping us? Then you're the ones who need to think. Who knows what might happen if we don't do something?
That's a good continuation of our side of the point. Specifically, the instances of the Lost and Apathy Syndrome. They've been spreading significantly more so with each full moon in the last few weeks and months. It seems reasonable to assume that will just continue.
A catastrophe brought on by the shadows. What difference does it make, really? Disasters will always exist, and humans will always destroy each other, regardless of what the shadows do.
That kind of logic is the kind I've never liked. You know, bad stuff's going to happen, so who cares about the good stuff? Let's just give in and let whatever bad stuff happen is going to happen. There's no reason to try to better anything because the world is flawed and corrupted and people are bad and all those other supervillain kind of lines. It's that abandonment of hope and just giving up and giving away agency for any control in your own life. Like, nah, it's beyond my control. The bad stuff is going to be there, so who cares? No, I disagree. I'm less inclined to look for a middle ground at this point. Not that I'm going to totally cut off diplomatic, understanding, but something tells me we're both on so separate a page that we're going to be hard-pressed to come together.
Either way, no one can predict what misfortunes will befall who.
True, but if we can limit those misfortunes, isn't that a good thing? I mean, it's in the word, misfortunes. It is a negative fortune. It is a bad thing. We can't predict them, but if we can stop one bad thing from happening out of 1,000, that's one less bad thing that would happen. It might be a drop in the ocean, but it's one less thing.
But more importantly, it's time you accepted the truth.
Okay, and what truth is that?
Surely you will acknowledge the sense of fulfillment the Dark Hour has given you.
Okay, yeah, I mean, I won't disagree with that. There has been a lot of good opportunities of our team coming together and overcoming challenges and the growth that we've had because of that. I will give him that, sure. Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's technically wrong about that. There has been a sense of fulfillment and accomplishment. Every one of our full moon operations has just been a huge sigh of relief after the fact, and it was that success of righting the wrongs. When we stopped that train during our first real full moon in May, that was such a great feeling of averting a major crisis. So yes, there's been a sense of fulfillment there. That's true.
What? You think I like this?
Is it not so? How about the rest of you? Do you also wish to return to your pathetic, ordinary lives?
I don't think that this one aspect of our life is the entirety of what defines us. I think that's kind of what Igor was talking about in nurturing the bonds with others. It will lead to strength in combat, sure, we've definitely seen that, but it leads to strength of self as well. I'm not just a member of Seas that fights shadows. I'm a member of the art club, and I'm on the track team, and I get to spend time playing with Maya, or with Maya online. Yeah, there's all sorts of things that are other facets of my life because of the people around it. That I don't think in any way makes it a pathetic life. If anything, maybe this is a bit of a cruel jab towards Takaya and Strega, but maybe that's a bit of self-projection on their part.
Huh?
Even Junpei's reaction there, he really stopped and thought about that not too long ago. I guess maybe a month or so now, but after the last full moon, he really took that chance to do some self-looking and realized that he does like this power because of the sense of accomplishment it gives him, but he also acknowledged that the problems he has with others are his own doing, and he needs to work on himself, not change other people.
I don't enjoy this at all.
Whatever. You all got your own selfish reasons for fighting. That so-called justice of yours ain't nothing but an excuse.
To some extent, maybe, but yeah, that's... I think that's more of a justification than an actual reason. It's like, I'm just trying to, justice is a matter of perspective. There's no true right or wrong. From my side, I think you're wrong, and from your side, you think I'm wrong, but I still think that's more just a justification of why he wants to keep doing what he's doing, rather than an actual understanding and dialogue on the situation.
There's nothing righteous about any of you. You're all just hypocrites. Like hell you chumps are gonna stop us.
What did you say?
That's an interesting question, though. I kind of wonder if they're trying to egg us on there, because this is different from anything we faced before. These two are people. They're not shadows. We have never raised our weapons or used our abilities against other people. That would be a line. It would be interesting to see how we approach that, because I'm not sure any of us want to actually do anything to a person. We're out there to save people, not to bring them harm, even if they stand against us. Oh. I guess that's all they had to say about that tonight.
Have fun in there.
Oh, wait. Okay, well.
Damn it! They locked us in.
There is no need to panic.
I guess it's so great at staying calm in situations like this.
Instead of wasting resources, I recommend we prioritize the shadow first.
Very good point. I'm actually really, really glad to have her in here to keep us on track like that, because it would be so easy to start to panic about that. We've got all these mysteries about who these people are and what their motivations are, plus the fact that we're trapped now. It's almost like the thought of fighting those shadows is a secondary objective, but that is why we're here. And once that threat is neutralized, we can turn our attention more properly to getting out of here.
Right. If we freak out, then we're just giving them what they want.
Exactly.
Shadow's moving. I think it's noticed us.
All right, let's focus on our original goal. We can look for a way out after we've won.
I agree.
Go ahead and select your team. Everyone, prepare for battle.
Okay. This is that same challenge it was last month, where I was given the chance to build my team. Let's see what other people have to say before I kind of go off on that tangent, though. There was a slight accident, but let's focus on the mission for now. I feel the target's presence from beyond that door. Once you're ready, we can go. All right, we're at a military base. There's some kind of large shadow on the other side of the door. Along with myself, I can take 3 people. I can save the game, too. That's really handy. Speaking of that, as it's kind of been the case in past Shadow full moon nights, there's a slight chance after the dark hour tonight we'll end up seeing a little bit of tomorrow, just so that I can save the game. Maybe not, but that's how it's been so far, so don't be surprised come the end of the dark hour, assuming we can make it that far properly, that could happen. But that's back to the original question of not knowing what we're facing. My first thought is to have a dedicated healer in the party, that being Yukari.
Hey!
Come on, let's get going. Oh, I see. So I've already got a team, partially assembled. I guess I can also look in my menu this way. Well, let's just kind of build the party this way. We've got Yukari. Both Akihiko and Aigis are nice additions because of their damage output and the fact that they both have a healing ability of their own. I believe they do anyway. Let's just take that second to check here. Yes, Akihiko does. Yep, and Aigis does as well. So they both do have a moderate single target heal. That is nice. What Aigis does lack, though, is elemental attacks. to say that that will necessarily be an important issue, but she's got piercing and striking, which I can get if I have Akihiko and Yukari with the party. I don't know what kind of attacks the enemy's going to use, whether electrical attacks are going to be something we'll face or not. I mean, that's going to be the case for whoever I take with me, but I guess that's kind of to say that I'm leaning more towards having Akihiko in the party between he and Aegis. They're both the same level, so we're not trading off any stat-wise there. And so I guess that last slot comes down to Junpei or Mitsuru. And she gives us our ice coverage as well as some stat debuffs. Whereas Junpei gives us fire coverage and a lot of strong slash attacks and the like, I believe. And he's got bash and assault drive. Oh, and torrent shot. So he's got all the different non-elemental damage types covered. You can also raise an ally's defense for 3 turns. If we're fighting something that uses physical attacks, he's got a chance to reflect that damage back. He's got a larger pool of base HP. We kind of, equipped his gear with that in mind because a lot of his attacks do consume HP. He's level 34 versus Mitsuru's level 32. Yeah, I'm leaning more towards Junpei in this situation. So a party of myself, Yukari, Junpei, and Akihiko. Kind of wonder if the game is expecting me to take Aegis, and she was a recent addition to the team. But, just kind of talking it out, I think this gives us the most coverage in terms of non-elemental attacks as well as our elements. Some good theurgy gauges amongst everybody. Yeah. I think that'll be our answer. Yeah, and tough with our theurgy gauges. All seen him empty over there. Maybe Akihiko's is half full, but yeah, I think this is the team. Again, we're coming in blind, so I don't know what we're going to face. It makes it that much harder to try to build a winning hand out of those, but I think this team can step up. We've got Yukari as a primary healer. Akihiko's got the ability to step in situationally as needed, and I can kind of become a second healer if we need a second healer at any time. And Junpei can really just focus on good, strong, solid damage output, hopefully. And Akihiko can as well when he has the chance, but yeah, I think that's where we're going to be. Let's focus on the shadow right now. Please choose who will join you on the front lines. Okay, yeah, what is the status of the target? Maybe she can tell me a bit more. I'm picking up the target signal from a spot somewhere below here. But it's kind of like multiple readings overlapping. I can't really tell for sure. What on earth could it be? We don't know what we're up against this time either, so be ready for anything. Alright. Well, that's about what we knew, but I guess there's confirmation that we don't have anything more than that. But let's proceed underground. Yeah, we already saved it. We're good. Okay, let's go.
I sense the target 2 blocks ahead of you. It seems to be moving slowly downward.
Interesting.
Don't let it get away.
All right. The target is heading downward. Please go after it. Okay. I can't use her ability to give us that little bit of an edge coming into combat.
Ugh, damn. This place reeks. Like sewer cheese.
That paints an interesting picture. Kind of interesting to find what I always assume were just bits of the tower down here. Oh, messy work area. Tables and boxes clutter the room. Interesting. Looks like canned food. I guess that could be part of the aroma. There are cobwebs stretching over the boxes. That skeleton used to be somebody. Yes, Yes, indeed. Well, I have no idea what happened down here, but it seems like there's a story.
This place. It seems it was some kind of armory during the war.
These tracks on the ground seem to be made recently.
Is that so?
I wonder.
These could belong to the target. Stay alert, everyone. Stacks of heavy artillery are stored here.
I've never seen so many weapons lying around before. They were all designed to kill people.
A very concerning thought. Especially so when you consider that there's apparently residential houses built on top of this place. Oh, I see something sparkling up ahead here. Thing on desk. Something's on the desk. Couple revival beads. What are all these documents? In the hopes that this message will reach my loved ones, I have sealed this journal for its protection. We few survivors have ensured the completion of our goal. So many of our cohorts will never know our success. I pray their spirits find rest in the wake of this turmoil. To my mother, my wife, and my children, please do not think that I have abandoned you. If securing your futures means giving my life, then I will have done so happily. Honor my memory by living. There's a skeleton crushed under the machinery. Some ominous lights down ahead of us here. And there's not a whole lot to prepare, but I think we're gonna as ready as we're gonna be. Oh, the tracks actually go off this way. Something shining. What's that on the ground? It's a Twilight fragment. We haven't found one of those in a long time. That's a nice nostalgic feeling. I'll definitely take it. But it's also that question, what is it doing here? But yeah, it looks like the
I
tracks.
didn't think there'd be other Persona users aside from us.
Lucia couldn't sense them at all. Sorry, I'll concentrate on the shadow.
That would probably explain why she wasn't expecting to find any other people. She was so focused on the shadow. And we didn't expect people, so...
The target's gaining speed. It's continuing down the tunnel. Hurry and chase it down.
Well, there's nothing to find back here, but now we know for sure. All right, let's keep moving.
The target stopped. It turned around. It's waiting for us 1 block down.
All right.
Please be careful.
It knows we're coming then.
Later.
And I still can't use her Sylphidora ability, unfortunately. I guess this isn't Tartarus, so that might be a bit of a difference. Ooh, I see something shining, I think, though. What's that on the ground? Another Twilight fragment. I don't know why we would be finding them here. I mean, it kind of makes me wonder from like a game standpoint if we're going to actually have some utility for them in here, or if it's just nice to have them. I mean, I'm not going to complain about them. This isn't really that different from Tartarus and like a Monad door or something in just a long hallway, but it feels so much more unnerving knowing we're 33 meters underground now and we're pursuing some sort of tank-like entity. And just that not knowing, I can actually kind of see something up ahead there. Ooh. The lights look like, yeah, it looks like they're like blinking at us. All right, well, it's not going to solve itself. Let's go.
The target's up ahead. Are you ready?
As best I can be, I think. Yeah, let's do this. We've got a good team. We put our preparation in. We just have to execute now.
This is the source of the tread marks?
Seems likely.
It looks like the shadow is using the Tangus armor.
It does. That's kind of a cool thought. A problem for us, obviously, but good ingenuity from the shadow.
Get ready, everyone. Here it comes.
Cool design.
Its arcana is justice. No, wait. It's chariot? What? I only see one enemy, but I'm sensing two of them. I've never seen a shadow like this before.
That's interesting.
I'm still setting up. It'll take a little more time.
I like the face painted on the tank there. There's the mouth, and you can see the eyes next to the turret there. Kind of furthers that little bit of unnerving, but... I guess at this point, let's get some information. What can I do that no one else can? I mean, I guess I could start with light here. Why not? Don't know what kind of attacks it's going to use, so it's hard to really know how to prepare defensively. Jikoku 10's only weak to fire, I guess, though, so... We'll start there. We'll start with light. Alright, light was not the answer. But now we know. Oof, not wind either. Starting to see a pattern here. High explosive shell. Wow. Oh, wow. Well, that was all kinds of bad. Priority number one is getting Yukari healed up, obviously. I can also scan, I suppose.
Can I scan on this enemy?
Yes, please, and thank you.
I see. So this is what we're up against.
All right, so it has no resistances. That's a new one for us. Or I guess it has no weaknesses. It has all resistances. Still new and still not a welcome sight. I don't even know what kind of attack that previous attack was. I don't think it was wind, but although that's a lot of No, I say I'm gonna just do a party-wide heal, and hopefully somebody else can supplement the parts I'm not able to do. Yeah, that did put Junpei and Akihiko back in shape, and I'm glad that Yukari was next in line here. All right, that's a good continuation.
Did you miss me? Did you see that coming?
We're just getting started.
Okay, targeting Yukari. What can I do about that?
I'll go with.
I don't really have a lot of buffs built into my party, it seems. Normally that's fine, but kind of a problem right now. Well, I mean, we're as close to a full moon as we can get, so perhaps Getsue is the answer here. And I think Jikoku 10's got a little bit more strength, so let's try that. I can't target a weakness, which isn't going to help my theurgy gauge any either. Yeah, that only did 37. Armor-piercing shell. Oh, man.
Like this.
No, Yukari-chan!
Okay. So that happened. I guess that's why we found those revival beads as well, but I've got a skill for that.
Thanks.
I do like how the team has moved off to other abilities here. This really seems like they're prioritizing me.
Pretty good hits.
Okay. Well, they've taken the time to give me some buffs here, but I still think healing feels important. I think that will help my theurgy gauge a little bit as well, which it can only be beneficial. This is going to be a long fight looking at these numbers. Loading grenades. See, this seems like one of those times where I would, in a more balanced or a different kind of playthrough, I would want to take control of all of my party members and have everybody guard here. But I've really been committed to leaving everybody on acting freely. That I hope I don't come to regret it. But I do have my theurgy gauge ready, so if we can weather this attack, I do have the ability to heal with a cadenza ability. I'm gonna guard for sure. Seems like nobody else really wanted to go that direction.
Seriously?
No, Yukari-chan!
Well, that wasn't great, but it wasn't as bad as it could have been. We can get her back on her feet, then perhaps she can use Media to, party-wide heal. Oh, a single target heal's not bad either. Probably Akihiko. Yeah. And I guess he could reciprocate, heal her.
I'm not out yet.
Targeting Akihiko.
Theurgy. I think I can use it now.
There's a big part of me that kind of wants to hold off on my theurgy and just kind of save that for the healing side of it rather than the Jack Brothers attack. I don't have any way to buff anybody. I guess perhaps maybe Fuka. She can do all sorts of different things, but probably better to use this sooner than later. It'll give it a chance to fill back up again. Really, there's nothing she can do that won't be. Oh yeah, attack, defense, accuracy, evasion, all great things.
All right.
Here! And again!
Take this!
Delivery! Just for you!
Let's see what this does. Okay, that was a bigger number. Separate. Oh, so that's why she was sensing two shadows.
I see now.
Yeah.
The turret is Justice, and the larger one is Chariot. The smaller one seems to have less stamina. Now we can defeat them individually.
Ooh, a nice counterattack. Okay, Mahama, that's a scary, scary thing to see. That is a potentially one-hit knockout ability, and if I go down, that's it. Let's do some scanning while we're here, though.
Should I scan on this enemy?
Please do.
Okay.
Okay.
Here's what I found.
It's not resistant to physical attacks, so I'm guessing the opposite is true for the Chariot here.
Analysis complete.
Yep. Well, we've seen light attacks be used. Do I have... Chikokuten is resistant to that. I could use my Theurgy here. It is still nice to have it in my pocket for healing, though. Let's see what I can do with just a physical attack here. Oh, wow. That did a lot more than last time. See, I'd like to think Junpei here might be able to... Well, maybe Akihiko here could... Well, maybe next turn we'll be able to finish off the... Okay, well, that actually worked, potentially.
What? It revived it?
Interesting.
It looks like both enemies can revive one another. You're going to have to defeat them at the same time.
Maybe this... I guess we've just kind of got to chip him down. I don't have a lot of things that are resistant to light, but I really do want to maintain that light resistance.
I've already scanned.
I can use light on it. I just kind of want to knock them both down a little bit more. Maybe I can finish off with my theurgy then to get that. Oh, I wonder. It's hard to say. I mean, if my theurgy were to knock them both down, that would lead to an all-out attack, which would be good. But if it doesn't do enough damage to Chariot, looking at the damage Justice took, it feels like it would be significant. But if it's not enough, then Chariot's just going to revive Justice. So let's just try to get a little bit more off there.
Bring it on! Eat this! Whoop! And take that!
Okay, that was really nice.
Let's go!
Very good dodge. All right. Hard to ask for a nice return there. So.
All right.
So, maybe I take a physical attack on Justice here. See if the party hits a little bit harder on Chariot, and then the next turn I'll try to use my theurgy. HP-wise, I think we're still okay. Yeah. Yeah, it looked like the Chariot was like, knocked to like not a down state, but like a wounded state. Okay, he's gonna say who's a healing, but yeah, Junpei did use another attack to consume some HP. Oh. Well, this actually wasn't quite what I was expecting.
That tank's armor. It seems to me much harder than any shadow so far. If only we could sever their link with a stronger attack.
I think at this point, I'm going to do a little bit of healing. Akihiko is so close to filling his theurgy gauge that it separated him last time, so I'm thinking that's the kind of strong attack they want. But since my strong attack with the Jack Brothers can hit everybody, if we can get him to separate, I really probably should have thought about that. Okay. Well, that really worked out surprisingly well. But if Akihiko's just going to guard, maybe it is going to come to me to need to do a bit more. Just keep us topped off on healing for the moment.
Appreciate it.
Thanks.
That was close.
I see. Maybe they knew the high explosive attack was coming, and they'll prove they learned it and I hadn't. Targeting Yukari. All right, that was bad last time. Get a quick look through my inventory here. I'm sure you noticed that, but I wonder about an attack mirror here. Repels one physical attack. If we know it's going to target Yukari,
Here we go.
perhaps I can bait that to my advantage.
Oh no!
How do you like that?
All right, I'm glad that worked.
Fierce! And again!
How about one?
Yeah, I'm thinking I might have to just break down and use my theurgy here. Let's see if people guard this time. I'm gonna definitely guard myself.
I'll go with. Come!
Goodness.
Keeping everybody topped off.
Focus.
Can't break me!
At this pace, Yukari's gonna be the one to fill up her theurgy gauge first.
We're just getting started.
Wait, okay. Well, however it happened, I'll take it. Assuming, okay, yeah, separate.
They've separated again.
Herculean Strike's been a scary attack. It critical hits enough. Alright, that'll hurt, but that's not an instant. Ooh, okay, yeah, that definitely did some damage. I don't like the state Akihiko's in, but I feel like taking a more offensive stance at this point might be the way to get through this. So I'm going to trust the Jack Brothers. High almighty damage to everybody, so they won't resist it. High chance of inflicting down, or I guess medium almighty damage, high chance of down. If we can down them and all out attack them, that might be what we need. Okay, I think it looks good so far. All right. That's armor disarmed. Defeated the Chariot and Justice and levels across the board. Very nice. Also, I found the Justice Tarot and the Chariot Tarot back there. You can see. Eligor leveled up. Yeah, that was huge. Endure Dark. It's not a bad ability to have, but I'd like to think if I'm facing dark enemies, I'd have a shadow or a persona equipped that would just do that for me rather than having to rely on something that's not set to counter that. So I think I'm going to keep the current breakdown of abilities and pass on Endure Dark. Mar Agian, though. Medium fire damage to all foes. I do like that. And I don't care for Revolution typically, so that's an easy choice for me. Very nice.
Looks like I'm getting even stronger.
Elect Break. I think I'd mentioned this in somebody else leveled up. I've noticed that when I have my party on Act Freely like they are now, there are times where they will really like to spam abilities like this Elect Break, which costs 12 SP. And there are definitely use situations for it, but I don't really think I want that being spammed and burning through the SP that quickly. If push comes to shove, there is that place in town where I can remember previously forgotten abilities, though. All right.
Yes, I'm here.
This is Mitsuru. We've neutralized the target.
Ah, good work. Come on back.
About that, we'd like to.
Actually, there's been a complication. We ran into some interference during the mission. It seems they were persona users.
Yeah, of all the things to find.
Persona users?
Exactly, yeah. It's like, definitely not something we saw coming.
Yes, more than
I
one.
mean, I guess we, the viewer, did kind of have some more of an idea than our party and the group of C's here did, because we'd seen that group around in cutscenes and the like, but definitely a big revelation to our group.
They appeared during the dark hour and seemed to know who we were.
Did they say anything that might give us a hint to who they are?
They introduced themselves as Takaya and Jean. They called themselves Strega.
Now that you mention it, I believe they called themselves Strega.
Strega? All right. I'll see what I can find out.
All right. I like the serious chairman here. He's usually so happy-go-lucky and taking it easy, but it looks like, when push comes to shove, he can step up like this, and I'll see what I can find out. Basically one of those you can count on me kind of things.
Thank you. There's one other thing I have to report.
We're kind of locked in.
We unfortunately fell into Strega's trap, so we're locked inside the facility.
Ah, I see.
Oh. He doesn't sound as concerned as I feel about that.
Since the threat has been eliminated, I'll send someone over as soon as I can.
Who do you call for that? Yeah, my students wandered into a military facility and got stuck inside. You know, the usual.
I'm sorry for the trouble. We'll be waiting.
But I do appreciate Mitsuru coordinating all this for us.
Other Persona users.
Yeah, that really changes the dynamic of the game, doesn't it? An unexpected enemy has emerged. They seem to be Persona users as well. But we still succeeded in defeating the Shadow this month. We did. That is such a good feeling. That is actually that sense of accomplishment that Strega was talking about with us. It was a challenging fight. I'm really happy with how things came together. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of that proof of the effort we put in to get ready for it, bearing results at the end here. There should be fewer victims for a while. That part is nice, considering all of the loss we were seeing around town. I'm exhausted. I can't wait to get some rest. Like I said earlier, there is this chance that we're going to see, we'll call it a sneak preview of tomorrow, because we're going to go forward until I can save it. Because last time we saved it, it was before we'd made a team to even descend even into the depths here. So yes, just think of this as a next time on kind of a view of what's to come. In a perfect world, we can answer our phone here, and then I'll be standing in my room to save it and wrap it up there. But as soon as I can save it, that is what we will do. I've got a few messages, and I am going to read them just in case I don't have access to them tomorrow. I should, but... Bebe, are you free? And Hiraga with downtime. Actually, you know, maybe I will save those, because in every other morning when I've had these messages, they've usually been on top of a couple other messages we have in the morning, so I should hopefully be able to just read those all at once, and there should be that messages reminder on my screen when I do, so I'm going to go with that. Okay. Ooh, it's going to be rough not having that reminder when I come back in tomorrow, but I'm sure there'll be some point where I'll remember. I think those plants can be harvested. But we made it. I guess it is technically Friday now, so I guess I'll confuse myself when I load in tomorrow, but yeah, that is where we're going to break away from today. We saw all of Thursday and a small hint of what's to come for tomorrow. But let's head back to the desk and talk about what we did today. Okay, so here we are. That was the end of Thursday, August 6th. And wow, what a day it was. I've said that about some days, but these full moons especially, those are really big, huge feelings of accomplishment for the team and I, or at least for me. There's so much of that not knowing what we're coming up against that it really forces you to think in the moment. You can't really understand the enemies ahead of time and make that plan and know what their weaknesses are and know what their attack patterns are. You just have to deal with it in the moment, for good or for bad. So there's also a lot of luck in there. I remember they used a couple of those instant kill light attacks. Then we had a few homunculus items in our inventory that sacrificed themselves. I'm so glad to have those, because that would have really shifted the dynamic of battle quickly. But yeah, it's just so cool to get to these points after the full moon and have that sigh of relief and see all of the effort we put into getting ready. The equipment, the trips to Tartarus, inventory and all that. To just see that it all worked out. I didn't have to expend all of my items, but I had them there to use if I needed. I felt like I had some good Persona on hand for what I needed. I mean, I technically had more Persona that I didn't end up using, so I'll have to think about that in the future and try to maybe be a bit more efficient on what I have. Make better use of all those slots. But I don't feel like anything was really lacking. I got really lucky with the team I took. That's not to say that any other composition of team would have been easier or harder necessarily, but the group I had really just all came together so well to act in the moment. Yukari had some great healing. Junpei and Akihiko just kept the damage output steady. Akihiko, especially with his theurgy use to separate the tank, that was super necessary. Fuka and her scanning really gave us that knowledge for the resistances and when they separated, how to target each one. Yeah, we all had our moments. Junpei had some really strong, solid attacks. And I really liked how the team managed to start taking a defensive stance once they'd been through a few of those like grenade launcher attacks. It was cool to kind of just see the team evolving and understanding in that way as well. It was a long, drawn-out fight. So I was glad that I had enough people that could heal. Having Akihiko there to throw out some single-target heals every once in a while was a good compliment to Yukari and I. But yeah, I don't feel like there's anything I would have really changed with the fight since it came together the way it did. I was glad I had the ability to revive some people when I did, and that thought in the moment of using that attack mirror, I don't normally think too deeply about those. I mean, I know they're there, but there's the kind of items that I typically have a lot of at the end of the game because I don't make good use of them throughout. So it was nice to kind of think about that, and after seeing people get targeted for a while in this fight, kind of finally make that connection of, hey, what if I try this? And to see it actually work was just that nice little, oh yeah, cool, I'm glad that did. And that was, I guess I'm just talking about the tank, but there was the entire other half of the full moon night and seeing Strega. Now that we actually know their group name is Strega, their leader's name is Takaya, to have them actually cross paths with us directly. We've only seen them in cutscenes so far, but to have them fully in the picture now. There's still so many questions that we don't have answers to yet, but it was an interesting back and forth discussion between they and our side of things, and they put their cards on the table of not wanting us to end the Dark Hour because it's an end to their power and our power. That's all they seem to care about. They don't care about the victims to apathy syndrome or the threat of shadows doing who knows what to the world. They seem to be all about their power. Maybe there's more to it than that. I mean, we didn't really get a long time to discuss, but it kind of sounded like we're both on opposing sides of this, and it's going to be really hard to find a middle ground between the two. Then they didn't stick around to chat very long. They locked us down there with the couple of shadows. So it was a very touch-and-go night, but thankfully we were able to defeat the shadows and get in contact with Chairman Akutsuki back at the dorm and have him make a call to whoever he needed to call to get us out of there. But it's just so cool to get to the end of things here and see that it worked out. We've got those long-term story questions for what this new group is going to do going forward. I mean, I'm sure they won't just leave it as what happened tonight. That's for the future. We made it through tonight and today, and that was the biggest accomplishment. So I'm really happy about that and excited to kind of just get past that tomorrow and get back to summer. There's been a lot of things keeping us busy over the last few weeks. It almost felt like the last full moon led into our final exams, which they themselves then led into a week of track practice, which led into a track meet, which led back to a full moon here. So we've really been on the go for quite a while now. And I don't think there's anything. I mean, there's like a summer festival coming up in a week or two, on Sunday, I think it was. But I don't think there was anything else noted on my calendar until the 1st of September when we go back to school. That could totally change at any point, but for right now, it's nice to not have anything life-changing that's on the immediate horizon. So yeah, there's a lot to be happy with and proud of with today, and I am happy and proud of what we accomplished. But that does also take us to the end of Thursday, August 6th. It was a wonderful day, and I want to thank you so much for sharing it with me. My name is Tom Shima. I stream this Persona A Day series live every day at 12:30 Eastern Time, so anytime that works for you, I would love to have you here. I do also upload each of my day's playthroughs to my YouTube channel, so if it's easier to watch that way, those are available for you, and whatever time works best for you. Yeah, just whatever works for you, that's what those are out there for. So let's all have a good Thursday. If there's anything we've been working to get towards, kind of like our shadow encounter in the full moon, hopefully that goes as smoothly as possible and you can get to the other side of that and just breathe that sigh of relief and look back on the accomplishments and look forward on the fun things that you can hope to follow up with. I'll keep doing the same thing and we'll see how that goes as time moves on. But I've been Tom Shima. Thank you again for joining me. I hope I can see you tomorrow as this Persona A Day series continues. And until our paths do cross again, I hope you take care. Thank you very much, and goodbye.